I'm Stacy Gordon. Welcome to That's My Jam. I'm going to make some cooked cabbage today. Most recipes I see online for cabbage call for vinegar. That's not how I like it, that's not how my mom made it, and that's not how we're going to make it today. My mom made it flavorful and just a little bit sweet. So I'm going to show you Dolly's recipe for cooked cabbage. Let's get started. We're going to start by filling this Dutch oven about halfway with water. We'll turn that on some medium-high heat. Next, I'm going to pull out my jar of bacon grease from the fridge. We're going to put a big spoonful of bacon grease right in the water. I'll add a big heaping spoonful of the Orrington Farms ham broth base and seasoning. About a 1/4 cup sugar. You can go as far as a 1/2 cup if you want it a little sweeter. While that's heating up, we're going to walk away and start preparing our cabbage. The first thing I like to do is remove some of these biggest outer leaves of the cabbage. They are edible, but they're not quite as tender as the inner leaves. Now we're going to locate the stem of the cabbage because right now that's the only flat part of a very round cabbage. Be super careful right now because this round cabbage can get away from you very quickly. What we're trying to accomplish here is just cutting a nice flat edge so that the cabbage is a little more stable. We'll use that stem to gauge where the core of the cabbage is, and we're just going to start cutting around that. Once again, the core of the cabbage is edible, but not quite as tender as the rest, so we're just going to cut around that and throw this core out in the yard for the deer to eat later tonight. Continuing to utilize our safer flat surfaces, we're just going to start to cut up these quarters. Once we finally have this cabbage cut up, we're going to put all of these pieces into a colander. I'm going to take this over to the sink and wash all of this cabbage really well. By now our water is hot. I'm going to give it a good stir to make sure our sugar's dissolved, our bacon grease is melted, and everything is stirred together. Now I'm going to start adding my cabbage. I'll use my paddle to try to push this down into the water as much as possible. And then I'm going to add the lid and let this cook on medium-high for about 10 minutes. Now's the perfect time to go tap that like button. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. At the 10-minute mark, I'm going to carefully remove this lid because it's very hot and steamy. I'm going to give everything a good stir, replace the lid, turn the heat down to about a medium, and we're going to continue to let this cabbage cook for maybe another 20 minutes or so. Once this has cooked for another 20 minutes, so maybe about 30 to 40 minutes total, the leaves should be nice and soft and everything should look and smell amazing. My favorite way to eat this cabbage is with some turkey smoked sausage or regular smoked sausage. Sometimes I eat this cabbage by itself, but I also like to serve it with smoked sausage. And I'm going to be back again with you real soon. In the meantime, turn off the TV, turn on some music, and just keep jamming.